had a great summation all worked up, full of some sharp lawyering, but I'm not going to read it. I am here to apologize. I am young and inexperienced, but you cannot hold Carl Lee Haley responsible for my shortcomings. You see, in all this legal maneuvering, something has gotten lost. And that something is the truth. Now, it is incumbent upon us lawyers to not only talk about the truth, but to actually seek it, to find it, to live it. My teacher taught me that. Let's take Dr. Bass, for example. Now, I would have never knowingly put a convicted felon on the stand. I do hope you can believe that. But what's the truth? That he's a disgraced liar? What if I told you that the woman he was accused of raping was 17? He was 23. She later became his wife, bore his child, and is still married to the man today. Does that make his testimony more or less true? And what is it in us that seeks the truth? Is it in our hearts or in our minds? I set out to prove that a black man could get a fair trial in the South, that we are all equal under the eyes of the law. But that's not the truth. Because the eyes of the law are human eyes, yours and mine. So until that day that we can see each other as equals, justice is never going to be even-handed. It will remain nothing more than a reflection of our own prejudices. So until that day, we have a duty under God to seek the truth not with our eyes or with our minds, but with our hearts where we don't know better. I want to tell you a story. To tell you this story, I want you to all close your eyes. I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to yourselves. Go ahead. Close your eyes, please. This is a story about a little girl walking home. This is a story about a little girl walking home from the grocery store one sunny afternoon. Suddenly, a truck races up. Two men jump out, grab her, drag her to a nearby field, tie her up, rip her clothes from her body. First they climb on one, then the other, raping her, shattering everything innocent and pure, the vicious thrust of drunken breath and sweat. After they've finished, after they've killed her tiny womb, murdered any chance for her to bear children, to have life beyond her own. They start using her for target practice. They throw full beer cans at her. They throw them so hard it tears the flesh all the way to the bone. Then they urinate on her. Now comes the hanging. They get a rope, tie a noose. Imagine that noose going tight around her neck. Sudden blinding jerk as she's lifted into the air. Her legs and feet go kicking. They don't find the ground. The hanging branch isn't strong enough. It snaps. She falls back to the earth. So they pick her up, throw her in the back of the truck. You drive out to Foggy Creek Bridge, pitch her over the edge. She falls some 30 feet to the creek bottom below. Can you see her? Her raped, beaten, broken body, soaked in their semen, soaked in their urine, soaked in her blood. Left to die. Can you see her? Now I want you to picture that little girl. Now imagine she's white. The defense.